Hi, I'm Jesse Ahmet, your host of Valley News Now, and I have today with me Nick and Heidi Hawkins from Dynasty Elite Athletics. And the two of you were on North Dakota Today not too long ago, and I heard so many good things about you. We just had to have you on the digital desk too. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us here.
So maybe just start off, what is Dynasty Elite Athletics?
Dynasty Elite Athletics is an elite youth football program here in Fargo. We do travel.
Nice.
We accommodate grades 3 through 8th.
Wow.
We do travel to Minneapolis and South Dakota, which is, grade a different element.
Yep.
But we are a more competitive youth football program with cheer, sideline cheer as well.
I like that.
So,
as
that's
a former
little bit.
cheer coach, that really excites me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I love that it's more competitive too. Let's talk about your 4 core values. So what are they and how did you come up with them?
So it's 4 quarters in a football game.
Yeah.
So kind of based it off that. So our first one is effort.
Okay.
Our second one is intensity. Our third one is accountability, and our fourth one is encouragement. In order to be able to play anything or do anything in life, you have to give effort.
Yeah.
And you have to give your effort with intensity. And with that effort you give and intensity that you do it with, you also have to be held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, you got to celebrate everything. So you have to encourage yourself and others to keep pushing and keep those 4 core values intact.
That is incredible. I love that. I mean, what parent doesn't want to send their kid to somewhere where they're going to learn
For sure.
those values? Yeah. So if somebody wanted to be a sponsor or a donor, how would they go about doing that?
You've got a couple different options. You can reach out to us personally. Our
Okay.
phone number is listed on our website.
Okay.
Or actually on our direct website, which is dynastyeliteathletics.com.
Perfect.
There is a tab that it says sponsor an athlete
Okay.
or donor. And you're
Hey,
more
let's-
than welcome to donate that
We'll
way.
just go there really quick right now. So if you're watching online, I always think it's nice to just bring you here right away so you can see.
Right under
So right here, sponsorship.
Yeah.
So you're hearing them today and you're like, wow, I want to be a part of this. This is an amazing thing. You can come and click be a sponsor, and that's exactly where you'll go to do that. Finish that information and make sure you can get connected with these amazing people.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. So what does this bring to the community of Fargo-Moorhead that maybe we didn't have before?
Well, I mean, you have competitive baseball, you have competitive hockey, basketball, softball, soccer, everything. But there's no competitive youth football or cheer.
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
a different element that we're bringing, and we're preparing these kids to be able to be ready to play and perform at a high level as soon as they get into high school.
That's
So basically,
incredible.
we helping out high school coaches as well to
Totally.
have these kids ready to play. Less coaching, less teaching. Also, the preparedness in the mind, because football is a mental sport.
Definitely.
And you have to be tough. So by the time these kids get to these high schools, they'll be ready to go. They'll be ready to perform.
Yeah. Think of that. That's such an investment. Like you said, you're kind of helping out all of the coaches here, for high school, middle school. Like I said, I was a cheer coach. I didn't get those kids till they were freshmen in high school. There's a lot of learning
Yes, ma'am.
that you've got to do then. What an investment into our community. Okay, so it's your 3rd season. You're in your 3rd year. Do I have that correct?
Correct.
So what's new this year?
We've got a couple different things. We've added our 8th grade program,
Nice.
which is new this year, which is obviously our 7th grade from last year, and we've retained a lot of those kids, so
Cool.
that's been great. So they have the option to play for school or play with our program.
Yeah.
So that's good for them. It gives
That
them
is.
options and
Yep.
things like that. We also have guardian caps on our helmets
Cool. Okay, yeah, hold that up.
So we have these
I've never
guardian
seen
caps.
that before.
Safety minimize on impact to the head, concussions
Wow.
and things, with concussions being a big priority and a big issue in sports, contact sports. We implemented this guardian cap this year. All of our athletes are practiced in these. And we the only youth program around using these. Mostly high school, colleges, and the NFL use these guardian caps, and to be able to use this in the youth football program is a blessing. So
Definitely.
basically, we want to make sure that safety is always at the forefront, the number one priority. So we doing everything in our power to make sure all of our kids are safely prepared and ready to practice and compete at a high level.
That is incredible. Like you said, concussions are such a thing. I have 2 older boys as well, and they played football young. One of them did get a concussion when he was young. I mean, what a great thing to have that extra guarding. So, I mean, your athletics are really, it is elite. It's high level as far as what you're teaching them, mentally, emotionally, and then also physically taking care of them. I can see why everyone was so impressed and wanted to make sure I connected with you. Okay, so who is coaching? How are you able to provide enough coaching for so many kids in that program?
I mean, most of our coaches in our program either play the game. They're not people that we need. They want to be there.
Cool.
They volunteer. It's completely free, so they volunteer a lot of their time to be away from their families. So we're appreciative of them doing that.
Yep.
A lot of our coaches also have athletes within the program, which makes it easier. They have to be at practice anyway. But just the knowledge of playing the game, understanding the game, being able to adapt to different, kids from different backgrounds and apply, tough, hard-nosed football with the accountability laid into it, that goes a long ways. We don't really want anybody who don't know anything about the game to just be out there because it's counterproductive.
Right.
So we want to make sure our kids are getting the best, and we want them to be the best. But in order for them to be the best, we have to prepare them to be the best.
I love it.
Yes, ma'am.
I love your standards. They're very high and they're amazing. Okay, so how are you able to multiply your registrants from year to year? What keeps this program growing so rapidly? Like you said, you're adding already in 8th grade this year.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I would say, honestly, it's word of mouth. We just needed to get established and then let the program do its own job.
Yep.
And that's really the case. We've got families talking to other families, and it takes one friend, and then the other friends are like, oh, I'm a little interested in that too.
And they see the integrity, they see what they're learning, the high standards, and they're like, I want my child to be a part of this too.
Yeah.
Well, that is my hope today too, that people are seeing this and want to get in touch with you, and what a great program for their kids. So the time frame, what's the time frame of the season?
So we started practicing already. We've been going since the first Sunday in June.
Wow.
We just joined a new football league. We was independent before.
Okay.
We're going since year 1. The goal was to have our program compete and be under the structure and security of a league.
Yeah.
So this year we'll be playing with the Twin Cities North League out of Minneapolis.
Great, congratulations.
Yes, ma'am. And it still keep the same element that we had. We'll still have home games here.
Sure.
And we'll still travel to Minneapolis and things like that. And just the security blanket of doing that is so much peaceful. Trying to eliminate scheduling games and then, the difficulty with that. But just having that league umbrella, it goes a long ways. And it shows a lot to our parents as well, that we're trying to continue to be innovative. We're trying to continue to be, mind-blowing and game-changing and things like that. But it's just a relentless mindset and approach to everything. Everything is competitive, so it's good.
It is good, and that's a kind of an accomplishment to be accepted into that.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, how about the off season? So you start June, which is great. I think the more kids can practice, the more prepared they are, the less injuries, all those things. But what about the off season?
So the off season, kind of, I don't want to go too fast. So going back to how the way we play, our games are played on high school fields.
Okay.
So our games last year was played at Davies High School.
Nice. That's a great.
We're looking at doing it as well. But this year we're adding the border battle. That's going to be played in the Fargo Dome. That's going to be between our state, North Dakota, and 2 programs from South Dakota, the Southwest Miners and the Pierre Governor. So that's going to be the first time we're doing the border battle. I'm announcing it here right now live.
Woo! Breaking news right
here.
We're
going to have trophies for each age group so they can keep from year to year. We just want to, build this border battle up and establish it and keep it, and then have a little bragging rights too between South Dakota and North Dakota.
Oh yeah, we love that. We love a good border battle. Man, I wish my boys were little again so they could be in this. They would love it.
As far as the off season, we do have our football school that we do in the off season. Basically, our football school is preparing those kids who need a little bit more extra time, and the ones that need, to get off the couch and the ones to get active. We provide them with opportunities to come out and get better and hone in on their craft and sharpen up their skills.
Awesome. That's great to keep them active all year. Then you have less, kind of work to do again when you get them back. So I've heard you're a little intense at practice and games, which I can sense the intensity and the passion. Is there someone that taught you your coaching skills?
I'm from Zachary, Louisiana. So I think being from the South and being able to you know, bring that element to how the way I was, you know, raised, and how the way the coaches that I came up through that, you know, blessed me and put me in a position to be able to give back to other athletes is great. But at the same time, I keep using this word adapt. Everybody, you have to take it slow on how the way you adapt to, you know, different surroundings. So it's very intense. Do we get in their face? Yes, but it's all for good intentions.
Absolutely.
Like I said, we're gonna bust their butts. We're gonna coach them harder, but we're gonna love them even harder. So it's tough love, it's tough coaching, but at the same time, it's also building life skills as well.
Yeah.
Because life is hard. Nothing is easy. Nothing is given. You have to go earn everything.
That is right.
So that's why we applying that and instilling that to them right now. So as they continue to, you know, age and grow, you know, they can take these foundations and these pillars and use it towards their everyday life.
It is, like you said, once you learn that in your life, that I can attack something that's hard, you know, that does, it just bleeds into the rest of the areas of your life. Yeah, all the things that you're building in these kids, it's really incredible what you're bringing into the community.
I think it's really important that people realize that this is bigger than football.
Yes.
We are grooming young men into what we want as quality community members, whether that's this community or they should move on.
Yeah.
So it's so much bigger than football.
It is. And
really
you can tell by everything that you talk about. And to head on over to their website too to see dynastyeliteathletics.com. Because you can see on there as well. It is, yes, it's about football, but it's about so much more.
For sure.
And that's what I guess that's what really draws me to you as well. Is what you're trying to build that to them as human beings. So how about a coach that you look up to? Do you have a kind of a mentor or a role model?
I say Eddie Robinson, Hall of Fame coach, coached at Grambling State University in Louisiana. I think him, just watching him, how the way he look at every kid as his own. I think just following and watching videos and reading clips and just understanding where he came and what he did for the game of football is, kind of put me on that, that path, kind of like the kind of following his path and kind of, take things from how the way he coached and taught and, apply it to our kids today in a more modern and a more, new millennium style.
Right, like you said, so, you got to adapt.
Right. But you can't expect for these kids to do anything that we're not willing to do. So sometimes it's going to take for us to be out there running sprints with them.
Nice.
It's going to take for us to get dirty and get, sweaty and stuff with them. That's all a part of the game. The more and more these kids see us out there engaging with them, the more and more they're going to be able to buy in and they're going to be able to compete their face off for 4 quarters on the field.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. I can't wait. When is your first games? When do your games start?
So we have our first game August 26th. It's going to be in Andover, Minnesota.
All right.
But we're trying to get something the week before here so we can kind of have like a little scrimmage so people can see what we're really working with and what we're doing. It's year 3, so the expectations are very high. And we want them to be high, not only on our players, but on ourselves and on our parents.
That's incredible.
Yes,
I really love what you're doing. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Is there anything else that I forgot to ask or you'd like to share, you'd like parents to know?
Registration is still open right now.
Okay.
Registration is done all online. We have registration still open for our 3rd and 4th grade program, our 5th grade, our 6th grade, and our 8th grade. And speaking with 8th grade too, like the option, they have the option to play both. They have the option to play for Dynasty and they have the option to play for their respective middle school. But my thing is it comes down to the commitment. You have to be committed to both if you're going to do it, and you have to be able to prioritize, because I feel like our practice, they're going to get a little bit more out of it. Because we're going to push them. But at the same time, it's all in good riddance. Like I'm saying, like I'm so amped up and focused right now at being able to talk about Dynasty, because I know how passionate I am about it, and I live for it. I love it. So
you can tell.
Yeah, it got to be in you, not on you though.
That's right. And that's what you're instilling in these kids, and that's just incredible. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's Nick and Heidi Hawkins from Dynasty Elite Athletics, and I'm Jessie Ahmet, your host of Valley News Now.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Amit, your host of Valley News Now, and I have some very special guests today. I mean, the mustaches are totally